WFRV Plus Sports Night. Kyle Malzahn here with you, and the one, the only Carson Fowler coming at you live from the WFRV Plus studio, talking everything about this 28-21 Packers win over the Bears. I remember coming out of the press box, waiting to go on the elevator. Here comes Jeff Hafley, and he screams, "Never a doubt, right?" It was never a doubt. Keyshawn Nixon coming away with the game-sealing interception. Carson, what was your overall takeaway now from that game, now that the Packers are in first place?
Well, first and foremost, I wouldn't say there was never a doubt.
I
doubted a little bit.
He said that a little facetiously.
First impressions from this one, Packers played complimentary football when it mattered.
Yeah.
Scored and got a turnover.
I think my takeaway from this was they were a really good football team before this.
Yep.
But with the whole world watching on that 325 slot, they might be becoming the team to beat in the NFL, or at least a team to beat in the NFL. This is where teams start to separate themselves, right? The Packers one step closer to getting their first NFC North crown since 2021. I don't know if there's a team right now that wants to be playing the Packers at this very moment.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I think the Packers, among maybe the Patriots, Broncos, and maybe the Rams too, and the Seahawks, that are playing their best ball right now. They are playing really good ball.
And the Packers are a part of that group. Can we talk about Christian Watson?
Yeah.
Because 2 touchdowns. I mean, if you watch Sunday's game, that's how you don't cover Christian Watson.
Did you see what he did on his second touchdown?
No, what did he do?
So he looked at Jordan Love
before he got hand motion,
and he pointed at the DB and said,
"Yeah, because
I got him. I got him."
Don't play man coverage. Don't play one single high safety, because Christian Watson's speed is going to beat you. He's going to burn you. And we saw that throughout his career. And it's kind of crazy that he is faster right now than what he was maybe a few years ago after the torn ACL.
It's that Dr. Reef treatment, baby.
Topped out at what, 22 miles per hour on that touchdown?
Yeah, in the cold too.
In the cold. And that one versus the Eagles in Philadelphia in 2022, he topped out at 20 on almost the same exact play. So pretty crazy. I mean, what can you say about Christian Watson? The Packers locked him up for 1 year, that 1 year extension while he was coming back. And now they might have to get back to the negotiating table and try to lock him down a little bit more, knowing that he can be exactly who you think he is in this offense.
You know, it's interesting. That's what I talked about yesterday on CTV by myself. I talked about the fact that I think Brian Kudigunst, his gamble has more than paid off. He might as well have hit the jackpot on the slot machine, because he's paying a borderline wide receiver one in this league his rookie deal this year, and then next year he's going to get him for $13 million, which is, for the comparison of a player that we looked at, we were looking at who gets paid $13 million in this league. Khalil Shakir was one of those guys that makes right at that mark. And I think Christian Watson is leaps and bounds better than Khalil Shakir, which is a perfect example for why you pay a guy like Christian Watson early, take that gamble, and then get back to the drawing board in a year later when hopefully it's another big year.
Let's keep on offense. Josh Jacobs.
The bell cow in the backfield, as Cameron Azier calls him.
The bell cow in the backfield had his best run in a Packers uniform. Not that touchdown, the third down. I mean, they had what? 3?
How long did that go for?
19?
Yeah, that's a good
19
run. That's a
on
good run.
3rd and 4, I believe it was. There was like 3 or 4 Bears defenders. Looked like it was going to be dead in the water. The Packers were going to kick a field goal late in the fourth quarter, and then all of a sudden he makes a cut and he runs through these guys. First down, sets them up in the red zone. It's death taxes. Josh Jacobs finding the end zone where the Packers needed it the most.
You see what Josh said in the locker room after the game?
Remind me.
Someone asked him, like, how do you feel like when you get in the red zone? He's like, I already knew what it was. He's like, I'll always like me down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, if you got 10 yards, if it is goal and go from inside the 10-yard line, and you give the ball 3 times to Josh Jacobs, I would say 90% of the time he's going to find the end zone.
Absolutely. And just like going back to that run, not only was it a fantastic run, but it saved the Packers. I mean, if he doesn't get that, you're kicking a field goal, giving it back to the Bears, who are driving. Instead of going for it on
the win too.
Instead of going for it on that 4th and 1, the Bears do. They just kick the field goal and it's a tie game. We're headed to overtime pretty much.
Yeah.
So Josh Jacobs on that 3rd down run, for me, was his best run as a Packer because of the situation it was in.
I know there's always this back and forth about whether or not you should pay a running back a lot of money, because it really a lot of it is choked up to the offensive line and who you have calling plays. Josh Jacobs, to me, is one of the few exceptions to that rule.
Yeah.
That's a guy you should pay.
Yeah.
And man, love Emmanuel Wilson. Love Chris Brooks. They do a lot of good things for the football team. We saw Emmanuel Wilson have a great game against the Vikings. But I don't think those two guys can do what Josh Jacobs can do.
Very few can.
Very few can.
And that's why you go out and get Josh Jacobs. Look, it hurt as a Packers fan probably to lose Aaron Jones, but you got younger and you might have gotten a little better with Josh Jacobs.
100%. I mean, Micah Parsons said there's nobody in the backfield he trusts more than Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs, and that's coming from a definitive top 5 defensive player in the NFL. That's high praise.
Dude, you talked about Jordan Love. Can we talk about how good he is right now? Like,
he's on an unreal stretch. The numbers might
welcome
not
to
be
Toyota
there.
baby.
Listen, the numbers might not be there passing yards wise, but for what he is doing with the number of throws he's getting is remarkable. And he has 7 touchdowns in the past 3 games?
He had 4. No, he had 4 against Detroit. He had 3 against the Bears. That's 7 in his last 2 with 1 interception.
Yeah, sorry, because I guess he had 0 against the Vikings. But yeah, 7 in his last 2.
Now, the interception was horrible. It is what it is.
And he choked it up to just being a bad decision.
Yeah,
and
it happens.
I'll say this, though. Things happen. And I think what was even better was how he responded.
Yeah, and guess what? You know who responded after that interception? The Packers defense responded. Nothing happened after that. The Bears didn't capitalize. Yeah. It's fair game after that. Jordan Love, I mean, he is absolutely unreal at this time of the year. And you just look at, it's not even the throws he's making. It's everything before the snap, the pre-snap stuff, the protection, the cadence. Can. Sees the box lined up. You know he's going to can to a pass. You see an open box or you see an open lane where you think your protection up front is going to go one way or another. He's going to can to a run. The things that he has matured and grown from the first year that we saw him in 2023 has been remarkable, and then you add on everything else.
And you've gotten to watch him his past 3 years as a starter, so correct me if I'm wrong.
I saw him before he was starting too.
Right. I think what I've seen him, at least where I've seen him grow the most this year, is how he's able to make decisions efficiently and quickly, and more importantly, the right one against the blitz.
Yeah.
Whether it's not your first or your second or third, he just always finds a way to make the right decision when it matters the most.
He is so good against the blitz. And hey, you can't teach that.
No, it's just about being poised and being comfortable.
You can kind of teach it, but you also kind of can't, because some quarterbacks just have it under pressure.
Yes.
Some quarterbacks don't.
Kyle, you know what we saw on Sunday?
What did we see on Sunday?
We saw bouncing Jordan Love.
We saw Jordan Love bouncing in the pocket.
Yep.
And you know what happens there? He's going to deliver a dot.
A bad man when he's bouncing.
Bo Melton. How about that?
The longest catch of his career. His
45
first touchdown since 2023.
And you know when that game was?
I believe it was the Niners.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. But I was thinking the game that he went off against the Minnesota Vikings on New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, one of the two. That was the Bo Melton coming out game. And then really nice to see him back in the fold. Now, we saw more Bo Melton than we saw Dontavian Wicks and Matthew Golden. Matt LaFleur confirmed to the media yesterday, and I think after the game, that it was all injury due to injury. And
Wicks has been dealing with somewhat of a high ankle sprain, from what I understand.
And then Matthew Golden dealing with a wrist injury. So nothing too concerning there. I mean, the Packers got it done. And here's the scary thing, Carson. The Packers are doing this without Matthew Golden in the fold.
Yeah.
Just wait until they can unleash him and, incorporate him into this offense, because you think Christian Watson's fast. Just wait until defenses have to start game planning
for Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, and Matthew Golden. I mean, that wide receiver room is scary, man.
Yeah, and guess who's the number one out of that? It's Christian Watson, which has been really cool to see.
Listen, I'll say this. If your guy you have to cut is Malik Heath, who's actually made some pretty decent catches this year.
And he's great in the blocking.
And he's great in the blocking game. He's a big, tough wide receiver. You're in a great spot.
Absolutely, you are.
I mean, you saw he was immediately picked up by the Atlanta Falcons. I mean, that was like pennies on the dollar getting him.
All right, 28-21, the final from Lambeau Field on Sunday. The Green Bay Packers control their own destiny in the NFC North with 4 games to play. It's kind of crazy that we're getting down to the nitty gritty, the stretch run, because it feels just like yesterday. They were kicking it off on a beautiful Sunday afternoon at Lambeau Field against the Lions. And here we are in week 15.
Well, that's what Matt LaFleur said. He said just nothing is given in this league. Everything is earned. You have to take every second in this league for granted because the NFC is so neck and neck. I mean, the Bears fell to the 7th seed after being the number 1 seed.
You went
in a
first
week
to 7th. And who do the Packers have? The number 1 seed in the AFC. The Broncos. Are they still the number 1 seed?
They are the number 1 seed. They've won 10 games in a row.
10 in a row.
Kyle,
it does not get easier.
Kyle, they haven't lost since September 21st.
What were you doing September 21st? Do you remember 21st night of September? Yeah, man. Broncos are going to be tough, and they got to do it on the road against Bo Nix in the Mile High City.
It's going to be a tough one.
Get your popcorn out. But
against the top, maybe the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah. You thought the Bears took the ball away a lot. Just wait till you see what happens when they blitz Jordan Love. All right. Hopefully the O-line will stand up. But until then, we have more to talk about this Packers-Bears game coming up on the other side. Don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back into WFRV Plus Sports Night. Kyle Malzahn, Carson Fowler coming at you, talking about everything about this 28-21 Packers win that almost didn't happen because Evan Williams.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah. We know. Evan Williams, look, he was supposed to be on Cole Kmet, played the run, went to the flat, and instead he told us post-game, and credit to Evan Williams for being transparent about all of this, right? Like some guys don't have to be, but Evan is.
That's just who he is.
Is such a good guy, and he knows that he messed up, and he totally owned it. And he said, what did he say? He said, Jesus himself.
Jesus himself. Came out of the blue. Keyshawn Nixon, number 25.
And look, like Keyshawn had some boneheaded plays, like in that game. That roughness penalty. Now you can say
that was so bad.
I mean,
he went Luther Borden and Carrington Valentine had gotten into it. They were separated. It was done with. And I was on the sideline. I saw this happen. Keyshawn Nixon, as Luther Borden is being separated, comes around and starts talking to Luther Borden. It's like, dude, just leave him alone.
Yeah, here's the thing. You just can't put, and it's easy for me to say, look, I'm not suited up. I'm not between the lines.
I don't know what they're saying.
But you can't put your team in that situation.
Just don't seek it out.
Yeah. But he did make 2 boneheaded penalties, the hands to the face, and of course that roughness. But that quickly got erased after he was benched for 2 plays, came back in the game, and makes the game-sealing interception. Look, all this conversation earlier in the year. Can he be cornerback 1 with the departure of Jair Alexander? I've been very impressed for what I've seen with Keyshawn Nixon.
Well, one of my hot takes to begin the year was, can Keyshawn Nixon be an all-pro corner? And I said he can. I would say he is pretty close to being on pace.
Wow. Okay.
Dude, he's like top 5 in the NFL in pass breakups.
Yeah. We'll see how it all shakes out.
We'll see. And granted, he has a really, really talented defensive line that doesn't force a lot of dropbacks. So they're not throwing the ball that much against the Packers this year. So that's interesting. But I was really impressed with Keyshawn Nixon deciding to leave his man to go make a play.
Yeah. And he made the play. Play of the game.
It was the smart play because Cole Kmet had leverage and
he was wide open.
And he was wide open. And Caleb Williams was not going to be able to throw even more across his body to a wide open DJ Moore. He made the right decision when it mattered the most.
Better ball from Caleb Williams, and the Packers are probably going to overtime, which I think the Bears would have won for 2 there. So
I think if he just let it go a little bit earlier.
You know what I love about Keyshawn Nixon?
What do you love about Keyshawn Nixon?
I love that Keyshawn Nixon is authentically himself.
Oh, unapologetically himself.
Unapologetically himself. Very authentic, true to who he is. Now, Keyshawn gets a lot of bad rap from the fans.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's plays where, they think he should make and he doesn't. And,
corner. Head scratcher.
Yeah, corner is such a hard position to play in this league, and the mess ups are really glorified, right?
Yeah.
But Keyshawn doesn't care. He said as much post game. I can't repeat what he said because it had a lot of explicitives, but he said, I don't care. I don't care what people say about me. I'm going to do me. And I think this is what the Keyshawn Nixon experiment is. Yeah. He might make a few boneheaded plays or a few head scratchers, but he comes through when they need him to come through.
He shows up when it matters.
Yeah.
I asked Keyshawn Nixon when I talked to him earlier this season, I said, where does this confidence and swagger stem from? And he said, it's just me.
Yeah.
Just some people just got it.
And don't you need that from a corner?
Oh, absolutely.
Look,
when you're lined up against the best of the best in the NFL, and in the NFC North especially, when that's
Amon-Ra
DJ
St.
Moore,
Brown,
Amon-Ra St. Brown,
Jameson
Williams,
Justin Jefferson.
the list goes on and on. You even you could throw in Roma Dunze in that list too. I mean, those are 6 wide receivers that you will see 50% of the year.
Yep.
And that's your matchup. And then who else has he got? He's gotten Jamar Chase.
Yep.
He's going to get Troy Franklin next week. I mean, to stare those guys in the face and be like, "You are mine," that takes some guts.
Yeah, I mean, Jair had his way with letting it known that he's the best. Just ask him; he'll tell you. And I think that's what you need from a defensive back. You need a sense of swagger if you're going to be a DB in this league, and it comes with the territory too. Because if you talk that talk and don't walk the walk,
you ain't gonna have a job very long.
You might not have a job very long. Man, is it great that this rivalry's back? Isn't it nice? Couldn't you feel it at Lambeau Field on Sunday?
Well, there were a lot of Bears fans there.
Absolutely.
You could hear it.
This is the best season that the Bears have had since 2006 or 2012. You go back a decade plus. They're going to Lambeau Field with the number 1 seed. Of course, the Bears fans were going to travel because they wanted the last laugh, but it was the Packers fans that got the last laugh at the end of the day. I am just so glad. I think this is great for not only these two fan bases, but great for the NFL.
How about Matt LaFleur deciding not to have a conversation with Ben Johnson after the game?
I don't think that was out of coincidence either.
No.
Ben Johnson says he can't wait to beat Matt LaFleur twice in the same season.
Hey,
0-1, buddy.
You know what they say, right?
What do they say?
Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur was asked post-game, was there a reason? He said, nope, it's just Packers Bears. And then he was asked to follow up, and he said, did you get any satisfaction from that? And I thought we were going to get a little signature smirk from Matt LaFleur.
Little eyebrow raise,
maybe a wink.
Yeah.
We did not.
But you knew it was on their mind.
Yeah.
Adam Stenavich, the Packers offensive coordinator, talked to the media last week and said, yeah, we're aware of it and we take it personal. Like, that coaching staff knows. They're not going to say it because you have to lead by example. Right?
Matt LaFleur he chalks up everything to this process and being 1-0 every week and trying to play football between the lines. But
a lot of coach speak.
A lot of coach speak. Well, that's a lot of what he is. But I know for a fact there was a little extra to this one. I know every week he's like, it's just another football game. We're ignoring all of that.
To be a fly on the wall.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want to the media, man. I know the conversations behind the scenes were, we want to beat this team and beat this team badly.
Yeah. Hey, I will give the Bears credit here. I was very, very impressed with Caleb Williams. Not so much in the first half, but that second half, he came out of the locker room.
I was impressed with Ben Johnson. I thought he made really good adjustments. I thought he put Caleb Williams in positions to succeed. They really utilized his strengths as a mobile quarterback, getting out of the pocket and making secondaries work harder to guard your man for 10 seconds.
I go back. I'm just really happy that this is a rivalry because, like, Packers Lions is cool and all. They're two, big dogs in the NFC. Packers Vikings is cool, but there's just something different about Packers Bears with all the history. And
that team down south.
And now Caleb Williams is good. Jordan Love is good. You got two really good young head coaches in the league.
These two franchises are in a very good position for probably years to come.
It feels like this is just, man, I don't know what's going to happen in 2 weeks when the Packers go down to Chicago, but I just know that it's going to be a dogfight.
Our Cameron Ezier will be there.
He will be
with
there.
Coverage.
He's going to have a fun time in Chicago. Carson, what other takeaways? Any other takeaways? I mean, I think we hit on a lot. Hey, I'm still impressed every single week by the play of Javon Bullard. He has been flying around. That second-year jump is real from the Packers safety.
That effort play he had to I'm not even sure what the play would be called, but he basically left the secondary, went right for Kyle Monungai, slowed him down, didn't fully bring him down, gets up, and then gets him again.
There's just a different intensity with this defense. It's one thing to make the tackles.
It's just effort.
It's a different thing when all the hats are flying to the ball, which we saw a lot of that earlier in the season. And when they hit that little rut, you kind of question that. Where are all these hats? Where's this intensity? And now that we're in the stretch run, there has been a level of intensity raised with this Packers team.
I just think it's a defense that teams don't want to play. Now, back to your original question, which was what was I impressed with? I think I was impressed with the Packers attacking what the Bears have done. The Bears defense has done well for a lot of this year. They threw the ball downfield.
Yeah.
They're the best secondary in the NFL at takeaways. They have 17 interceptions. They completed 45-yard touchdown to Bo Melton and a 41-yard deep crosser to Christian Watson. And they threw it over the top to Christian Watson again.
Yeah.
Like, that's
trusting your quarterback.
Yeah. That's just the Packers offense being like, we know we're better. We don't care that you do this well. We're going to do it anyways.
And I love the confidence that we're starting to see from Matt LaFleur into his starting quarterback, Jordan Love. Because at the end of the day, Packers only go as far as their starting quarterback can take them. And right now, he's taking them to the top spot in the NFC North.
I was going to add, too, those games where the Packers start fast, control the tempo, favor them so well.
Yeah.
Because when they get to a position where 50% of the time they can run versus throw, and they don't really have to like lean on either one, they can't be stopped.
Yeah. And it allows the coaches to kind of have a different mindset, right? Like if they control the game, then you're going to send a few more guys to the quarterback. You're going to do different stuff on defense. You're going to, do X, Y, Z. So really good showing. I mean, I thought the Packers controlled most of that game. It got a little interesting at the end, but nonetheless, they walk away with the win. All right, when we come back, we're going to do something cool. We have a high school student from Fond du Lac here with us, shadowing us for the day. Future sports broadcaster wants to be.
He's got Kyle's job next.
I might be sweating a little bit after this. All right, we'll hear from Easton from Fond du Lac High School coming up next on WFRV Plus Sports Night. Welcome back into WFRV Plus Sports Night. Kyle Malzahn, Carson Fowler coming at you live. And Carson, we got a special guest in the studio today.
Yes, we do.
Easton.
Get a little applause for
Yes,
Easton.
absolutely. Let me find it. Let's bring him in. Easton, you got to tell the people how you pronounce your last name. I don't want to mess it up.
It would be pronounced Novorotsky.
There you go. Easton is a high school student at Fond du Lac High School. We bleed the same blood, brother. From Fond du Lac as well. 2016 graduate. You're a senior this year. So you're 10 years apart here, right? If you're 2026 graduate and I was 2016, if I do my math right,
That means you're old.
that means I'm old, man. I was just a little kid running those pods, man. Go to the English pod. Oh, man. All right, Easton. So you come to WFRV studio in Green Bay because you want to be a broadcaster in the future and you want to, further your education. And when you hit college, this is what you want to do. And there's no better place, to start out right here. Why broadcast journalism? What gets you excited about it? And why did you want to do this?
I mean, I feel like I've always been good at writing stuff.
Yeah.
Elementary school, I know it sounds like a little confident, but my teachers always praised when we write stories and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've always had an interest in sports. I watch pretty much whatever for sports.
Yeah.
So it'd be great if I could make that my job.
Now, are you more right now TV side? Do you want to be a journalist, like writing, articles? Do you want to be in front of the camera? Like, what's kind of your mindset right now? Or maybe you don't know.
I mean, for me, I think it'd be really cool if I could end up either doing like a sports show, like Inside the NBA, something like that.
Yeah.
Or if I could be like, do it like Tom Brady, Joe Buck, what they do on game day, just announce.
That's awesome. Carson, you had a lot of experience with that. Any advice?
Yeah. You've basically just described either being a studio host or being a play-by-play broadcaster, which are actually, I would say, probably two very different things. And it really kind of depends on if you want to be someone that describes the games after it's happened or gets the audience prepared for a game, or do you want to be a part of that game? Like, do you want to be a part of that live element? Like, for example, Packers Bears, you had Kevin Burkhardt, Bo Melton, 45-yard score.
Sounded a little better than that, though.
Of course. I mean, I'm not Kevin Burkhardt. I'm also got Gummin. Or you want to be a studio host like Ernie Johnson, Inside the NBA on TNT.
The nice part is that you're young and you're trying different things, and that's all that matters. All right, so you're from Fond du Lac High School. I got to know, as a Fond du Lac guy, what's your favorite food spot in Fondy, man?
Ooh, food spot? That's a good one.
Hey, I got two in mind. Let's see if you can hit them.
I'd probably have to say Culver's.
That is not a Fond du Lac staple.
That's not Fond du Lac?
It is in Fond du Lac.
That's a Wisconsin staple.
That's a Wisconsin staple. Okay.
I like Fondy.
Anything else?
I mean, it's not really fast food, but one of my favorite spots to go, just on occasion, Fuji Yummy.
Fuji Yummy. That was not on mine, but it's a good spot. My 2 top spots, 1111. Good burger spot. It's the Fondy Burger Joint. Best burgers you will ever find. And number 2, Schmitty's Warehouse. Schmitty's. Schmitty's. They got everything, man. It's a good spot in Fondy, man. Good food out there. All right. So you are a Packers fan, right? What's your thoughts about this year's Packers team and where you think they can go?
I think that the defense, I mean, it was hard to improve off last year, but I think they've improved even more this year.
Absolutely.
And they've taken a big leap.
Yep.
And the offense, they have been somewhat inconsistent this year, but then again, you have had your O-line banged up. You have had receivers out.
Yeah.
Tucker Kraft's out for the season. It's hard to find stride when you do that, but I think they're finally hitting that now when they need to in this back half of the season when they need to win out.
I mean, this team is rolling right now. Winners of 7 of their last 9, 4-0 in the division, which is crucial too. Easton, what are some of your favorite, what inspired you to be a broadcaster? Is there like a person that you kind of like look up to in the business?
I mean, not really. Well, one of my friends at Fondy, my sophomore year, he took the broadcasting class we have there, and he told us to join, and I joined it. Yeah. And ever since then, I've really liked it.
That's awesome. Any hobbies? You said that you play some sports there in Fond du Lac, right?
Yeah.
What are they?
I play volleyball for the high school team, and then I play club rugby for the Fond du Lac Stoutmen during the spring.
Hey, you got to have a different level of intensity if you're going to be playing some rugby.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to be in the lines with you.
I want to go back to Kyle's question. So you said you don't really have a broadcaster or a personality that you kind of like look up to, but do you have a favorite one that you like to listen to on game day? Someone, maybe a podcast? Like, is there like Pardon My Take maybe?
I really like, I know he's new, but I really like Tom Brady because
he's good.
Just because of how he understands everything. He understands the game of football, and he's able to just explain it to like all the people watching at home.
In a perfect world situation, what is the end goal? Like, I know you kind of said it, but like, do you have a certain spot? Because when I was younger, right, I wanted to be on MLB Network. I wanted to talk baseball.
Wanted to be Bert Griffin.
Is there an end goal for you of where, your dreams, if you reach this, you're like, okay, I made it?
I mean, I would love to either just be like the Packers game day host, or like announce the games, or be one of the announcers on Fox or CBS.
That would be awesome. Any cool, do you go to a lot of Packer games?
I usually go to one once a year. I believe I'm going to the Ravens one.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
That'll be a good one.
It's going to be fun.
Do you do anything at Fond du Lac High School broadcasting wise?
Yeah, we have our like own show, and during football season, some of me and the team, we would go onto the football field, and we would take clips of the game.
Cool. Who's the teacher in that?
Matthew Smith.
Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith. Was he there when you were there?
He was. But here's the thing. I didn't even take the broadcasting class.
You're not committed.
I wasn't.
You were not. You were rapping back then.
Hey, Easton is 10 steps ahead of me.
He's taking full advantage of his opportunities.
I know, and that's
you were rapping.
That's what I love with Easton, man. He came up here on his own time.
Actually, I don't know how did you get here? Like, what did you call Joe? What was the situation that brought you here?
So my dad, one of the people he used to work with, happens to be, I believe it's Stacey
Engerbretson. Yeah.
Okay. For those that don't know, that's our evening anchor.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then my dad says something to Stacey's sister about me wanting to do something with broadcasting, and Stacey's sister said something to her, and Stacey ended up getting something set up for me to come up here.
There we go.
Anytime, if you're a student, want to get some hands-on opportunities, this is exactly what you should be doing.
You know what that's called?
What's that?
It's called seizing an opportunity.
Seizing an opportunity, and that's what Easton's going to do. Easton, appreciate you for hopping on here and just talking about your journey a little bit. We're going to show you some ropes. He's going to be coming out to our locker room show inside of the Oneida Casino Hotel at the Cedar and Sage Grill House. Isaiah McDuffie, tonight's host or co-host, special guest. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Easton, appreciate you, and appreciate you, Carson. That's going to wrap it up Packers will now look ahead of the Denver Broncos coming up on Sunday. And thank you so much for watching WFRV Sports Night. Have a great night, everybody.